Let me ask you guys a question. Do you want to provide orgasms to your partner as a guy? Do you want to know the 11 things that you have to do in order to provide an orgasm every time? Well, I do. And I'm a sex coach, so I should know these things, shouldn't I? Well, today I am consulting Men's Health, the amazing information company of Men's Health. Being sarcastic, Men's Health usually is not that great. So I stumbled upon this article, which is the 11 things that every guy should do in order to ensure that their partner reaches orgasm. And as a sex coach, I think that's an interesting thing because I want to see if I agree with these things. So think of this as a sex coach peer review, a review of this article. I'm going to go through the 11 things in order, what they say you need to do in order to reach orgasm. I'm going to tell you guys if I agree with it, if I disagree with it, why I disagree with it, and I may elaborate on some of the points as well. So if that sounds interesting, let's get into it. Number 1, don't race toward her orgasm. So it's basically saying to slow down, take your time, spend more time in foreplay, and yeah, enjoy it. And it's also emphasizing that the only pleasurable thing in sex is not just orgasm. The act of sex itself is pleasurable, or at least should be pleasurable if you're doing it correctly. And I would say, yeah, it's pretty good advice. You shouldn't just go into a sexual experience and thrust away as fast as you can and try to get them off as fast as you can. I mean, you can. I think what the main idea is, what they should have said maybe, is to make sure there is enough buildup before the penetrative sex part. So slow down the foreplay aspect of it. Make sure that your partner is aroused enough, getting horny enough in order to enjoy that sexual experience as much as they can. Because women need time to build that horniness, to be able to physiologically accept the lovemaking, if you will. Moving on to number 2, get to know the clitoris. So they're just basically saying the same old statistic that they have said so many times that probably everyone has heard at this point, that only 18% of women can orgasm through vaginal intercourse alone. And they use the word can, and that, to readers and writers of this article, a lot of people, they interpret that as, oh, that means that the other 82% can't. They physically can't reach orgasm that way. Not that they can't yet or haven't yet, which is the mindset that you should have. Because, trust me, even if a woman thinks that they can't have an orgasm through vaginal intercourse, they can. Given the right amount of mental stimulation, the right amount of psychological stimulation with the right partner where they feel comfortable enough to let go and experience those feelings that they may be holding back because they're insecure, they're stressed out, or they're just not in it. They're not immersed enough in that experience. And that's what it comes down to. Sex for women is majority determined by their mental state, probably 80%. That's what you have to think about when you are trying to achieve these orgasms. So, back to their point, they're saying that you need to spend more time with the clitoris, learn how to use the clitoris, because that may be your only option in achieving orgasm. And yes, I mean, you should get to know that body part, you should experiment with it, you should be able to provide these types of orgasms, but don't just give up on the vaginal intercourse thing because you think that it's a lost cause or your partner has said they haven't had it ever before. You could be the first. And imagine how amazing that's going to be. Number 3 is pay more attention to her butt. So squeeze her butt. It's not necessarily saying go into anal or something like that. But yeah, do some stuff with their butt. Do something more than just the thrusting that most guys are probably doing. Most guys are probably just doing what feels good to them and hoping that luck would have it that what they are doing that feels good to them also feels equally as good to the woman, and they're just going to accidentally give them an orgasm. When most of the time, and when I say most of the time, almost all the time, that is not the case. You need to do something more than just the physical thrusting. If you incorporate these other kinds of touches, like the butt, breasts, whatever it is, that is going to help their mind kind of stay in the moment, be immersed in that experience, and lead to those amazing orgasms, because you're giving them something more than just what's happening to their genitals. And that's going to be good. Number 4, learn what she likes and follow her lead. So it's basically saying to find out what she likes in the sex, let her control the experience rather than you being the dominant force in the sex you are having. And I would say that's a great thing to do. And you should learn what she likes, and it goes beyond just letting her lead the interaction and kind of guiding you into doing what she likes in that way. You guys should already be talking about this stuff, and you guys should already know this stuff. You should be actively trying to figure out this stuff through communication more than just the person leading the interaction. Switching roles like that is an amazing thing. It can be extremely exciting, extremely arousing, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing to do, but learn what she likes. By doing this, you should be learning what she likes before just doing this and beyond just doing this. Number 5, don't stop kissing her. So kisses are intimate, they are arousal builders, they can be passionate, they can really enhance the mental stimulation. I agree with this point wholeheartedly, that you should continue to kiss. This is kind of along the same lines of the touching the butt thing, where you just want to incorporate other things into the sex besides just the penetration, besides what's just going on in the downstairs. You need to have a full encompassing experience of touch, of smell, of taste, of everything, of communication, of hearing your partner and expressing your feelings to them, expressing through moaning or breathing, or direct communication like dirty talk. Number 6, indulge her fantasies. So yeah, if you know what her fantasies are, do them. If you don't know what her fantasies are, figure it out and then do them, of course, because these are going to be highly mentally stimulating sexual experiences, right? Because the fantasies are mentally based, right? It's going to put you in a different headspace, and that's the main point of doing these kind of fantasies things, these kind of fetish things, the kink things. They're all mental stimulation builders, and they're going to enhance the sexual experience. So I completely agree with that one. 7 says, don't be afraid to dirty talk. I would change that to dirty talk, and I would probably bump it up the list, because dirty talk is probably the best thing that you can possibly do during a sexual experience to increase the pleasure. So it's not the best physical technique you can do. If you incorporate dirty talk, that is going to be so much better, so much more arousing, and just make that sexual experience so much more pleasurable than whatever physical technique that you can possibly think of or do or pull off. Trust me, dirty talk is your direct line of communication, your direct influence on their attention as a partner. And if you keep their attention on the sex, present in the moment, that sex will be so much better. Number 8, lube up. Don't be afraid to use lube. And yeah, I mean, sure. Great, yeah. If you need lube, don't be afraid to use it. Right, okay. Not much else needs to be said about that. Number 9, focus on her neck. You know, because this is saying, all women love when you stroke their neck or you kiss their neck or whatever it is with their neck. And I would say that's not necessarily true. What is true about this is the same concept as the kissing and the same concept as touching their butt and doing stuff with their butt, which is to just add things to the experience beyond what is happening to their genitalia. How many times do I have to repeat this in this video? Hopefully not anymore. Number 10, break out the toys. Yes, don't be insecure about bringing a toy into the experience. A lot of men think that this makes them, or means that they are inadequate in some way because you're bringing a toy and it's going to replace them in some way. No, because sex is primarily mental for women, you cannot replace that with a toy. There is not yet a toy that will dirty talk to a woman and create this psychological atmosphere that being with another human creates through the connection of the experience, the emotional aspect of the experience. A toy cannot provide that, which is why, luckily for us, women still want to have sex with us, even though there are vibrators and sex toys out there that can provide more physical stimulation and better physical stimulation than we ever could hope to. So, and that's the main thing. You are still going to be determining the sexual pleasure by the mental stimulation, the psychological stimulation you can provide. It's not going to be the toy that is replacing you. It can enhance the physical stimulation, of course, but there's no reason to be afraid of it or insecure using one. And it could be a turn on for them. It could be exciting or add variety if you're not currently using these things. And variety, again, is mentally stimulating. Number 11, and I'm not sure why it is last. I think it should have been number 1 because it's probably the best advice that they gave. And it is ask her what she wants. Of course, ask her what she wants during the sexual experience, after the sexual experience, before the sexual experience. Talk about these things. Sex is a journey. You guys have to work together as adults, as a couple, in order to provide the best sexual experiences. You can't expect to read an article like this and just go and have amazing sex. Yes, this can help. My videos can help because it kind of can change your mindset and your approach during the sex, but truly, the best teacher of your sex, of great sex, of the most pleasurable sex, is going to be your sexual partner. They are going to be able to teach you more than I could or anyone else, because so many things in sex are individual preference based. If you incorporate dirty talk though, and you think about sex in terms of psychological stimulation rather than physical stimulation, you are already way above the pack. You are already doing a great job, and that is the main takeaway from pretty much all my videos and this one. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. Those were the 11 things that you need to do according to Men's Health to provide an orgasm every time, and it was pretty good. I don't think I critiqued it too much, and I think we learned a lot from it, so at least I hope you guys did. Anyway, thank you for watching, especially if you made it all the way through to this video, and I hope you have better sex because of it.